What's going on, guys? Doboxide here, back with another video. This video is going to be an update for the stock market as well as a Bitcoin market analysis. Obviously, from what you guys saw the past 24 hours, we had a massive day, mass liquidation for the Bitcoin market yesterday, and stock markets have just closed as of about 8 hours ago. And it's time to read the charts, see what's going on because there's more price action being developed, and I just want to give you guys an update of what's going on. So, without further ado, I'm Doboxide. I make content on YouTube, X, and CoinMarketCap. So be sure to follow those pages and let's get right into it. So first of all, update for Bitcoin. Luckily for us, and what I personally really find really good to see is we did not see a lower low close. As you can see, we actually wicked lower than the last low, but obviously today we closed above our previous wick. So to that's really good news in my opinion because it just shows there's a lot of strength and buyers stepping in at these levels. What I would like to see ASAP is a break of structure above the support level here, and I really don't want it to have it retest as resistance because it generally is going to mean that we're probably most likely just gonna roll over from here and make new lows. So definitely lower time frames get above the 81 to 82k region. And then from there on, ideally, we see a breakout from this broadening wedge. And the target for the broadening wedge is typically where it started from. So it'll be anywhere from like the 104 to the 107k region. So yeah, so when it comes to lower time frames, it's looking quite good. We just need to see some break of resistance at the 81k region. When it comes to weekly, I showed you guys yesterday, it wasn't looking too good on weekly RSI because obviously we broke below the 42 RSI region. So let me quickly draw that up for you guys. So there and there. So as you can see, Bitcoin's trying to get above this support level. And like I showed you guys from last video, I really want the next weekly close to be back above the support level. And it just shows the bull market is still intact and we're still ready to make new highs. So it's very important we actually close above this level because like I got the same stance as my last video. If we break below this level, it just generally just means that there's a much higher likely chance that we're probably gonna start developing into a bear market, which is obviously what we don't want to hear. So there's that. And when it comes to like possible scenarios of breaking out, I still believe that on a weekly RSI level, we need to get above this downtrend. And once we get above this downtrend, it increases our probabilities that we are breaking out to the upside, and we're probably going to have a doubling from the lows. Reason being is every time we've broken out from the weekly RSI downtrend, as you can see here, I messed that up. Yeah, so weekly downtrend and the one previous, every time we've actually made a doubling from previous highs, so 100%, and then the last one was about 120%. So anywhere from like 90 to 120% is what I expect on the next leg up. But when it comes to bull market structure, the prerequisite is definitely make sure this weekly RSI breaks above the 44 RSI key level. And as long as that is intact, I still believe Bitcoin is still in a bull market and alts still have a chance of rallying. Next up is the stock market. So as you can see, yesterday we closed a decent green candle for the stock market just at the support region I was talking about. So I definitely would like to see the stock market respect this support level, as that was pretty much like front running the previous all-time high back in 2021, and it was also a clear level of support back in April 2024. So when it comes to this, ideally what happens from here on is a bit of chop and sideways, so we can break out of this diagonal downtrend and make our way to new highs. But nonetheless, it's sort of a line in the sand for me because once we break below this key level of support, we're definitely going to retest previous all-time highs. And if we get below that, it isn't looking too great for the stock market. But things are calming down. I would like to see more price action to develop for the next 2 weeks, and we can go from there. Next up is Bitcoin open interest. We actually are getting really close to the $21, $22 billion open interest level I've been looking at closely for you guys. So as you can see here, once we broke down to our fresh low yesterday, we actually retested. Let me Let me just zoom in on the open interest. So we actually got down to the 22.4 billion level. I was expecting a $22 billion touch, but who knows? We could actually get that if we have a massive short squeeze to the upside. But nonetheless, we are still downtrending on open interest. So it just shows that there is leverage leaving the market and more spot buying is propping up the market, which is much more healthy. And it just shows that this correction is very healthy for Bitcoin. Next up is liquidations and the liquidation heat map. So past 24 hours, we've had a $900 million liquidation. I believe yesterday was 1.4 billion. So we are calming down, but it's still very high. Like if you see the 24-hour volume, we're at 45%, which is quite massive. And for liquidations, we are getting a lot of shorts piled up at the 81.4k region, as well as a lot of longs at 74k. I don't like on price structure. I don't suspect this gets broken, but if it does, I definitely want a V-shaped reversal. And to be honest, just look at the 3-day chart alone for liquidations. I just saw this now. We have a lot of liquidations up until like the 85k region. It's looking like, yeah, it's probably like at least $200 million in cumulative values. When it comes to short squeezes and what I suspect for the lower time frames, we're probably going to reclaim this support this week. And then most likely true direction will be revealed probably by the time next week follows. And it's probably when we're above the broadening wedge. But next up is tweets. So I just wanted to show you guys too. So when it comes to the stock market for US ETFs, we absolutely demolished the all-time trading record. Prior to Friday's $535 billion, the record was 484 from 2022. We're over $600 billion and counting for today. So this could actually be a really good note to put down, because generally high volume means a lot of buyers stepped in at this previous stock market low. And because it's a record, it's quite significant and just shows a lot of buyers are defending the $4,900 to $5,000 regions level of support. And actually, just to show you guys as well, so the futures are actually closed, like they're trading above what we're at right now. So the stock market closed at 5,060, but for futures we're actually sitting at 5,100. So the futures are actually sitting around this level. So it's looking better than it is right now for the stock market. We're probably going to open around that region in about 8 hours or 11 hours from now. So just a note on that, like, yeah, futures is looking quite strong. That's a pretty big weekly green candle right now, and I definitely would like to see a bounce from here and we reclaim the 5,300 region, as that was our previous all-time high and it was also tested as support. So that's definitely the next resistance to get above. So let me just quickly draw that here on the proper S&P 500 chart. So here, so 5,400, 5,300. So I definitely want to get above this region as well as the downtrend support. So that's the next resistance to look for. If we reclaim this and bounce from here, I definitely suspect that the correction is over. But nonetheless, we have to look at the charts and see how price action develops for the next 2 weeks. So next tweet is by Decojar. So still a perfect unbroken uptrend for Bitcoin. As you can see here, this is a major weekly moving average. And generally every single time for this bull market, every time we retested it, it's pretty much led to new highs. So as you can see, once again, we've retested it. And it's looking like as long as we hold this and break above the 81k region, we're probably ready to make new highs. And just as shown from last time, it's going to take a while. Like April, I suspect it's going to be a green month. Probably if it goes perfectly well, where we reclaim our 81k region of support, we're probably going to head up to the 90k plus region for end of April. And it's probably going to take another one or 2 months to actually break to new all-time highs. Hopefully we break out the weekly RSI, and that will just note to us, look, the bull market is still intact and we're probably going to make new highs imminently. Next tweet is by Superbro. So I actually covered you guys this screenshot yesterday, and what this is the CME futures for Bitcoin, and he's just showing potentially spring with a sweep of the low, then a close back above the 200 moving average with overhead gaps to fill. So looking at this, it's actually quite bullish, because it just shows that there was a massive bear trap to the downside. It's liquidated a lot of longs, late longs especially, and now we're just going to close above this major moving trend line And as long as we trade above it and close above it, especially for the week, we are most likely just going to go and fill the gaps above us, definitely at the 85k region. Before continuing on to the latter part of the video, I'm going to play a video that sponsors the channel. If you guys are looking for the fastest trading bot on Base Chain, EVM chains, as well as Solana support soon, click on the link in the description below. I'll be giving away $1,000 per month to those users that trade and fund their wallets on the Sigma trading bot. It also supports the channel, so it'll be really appreciated if you guys have a look at what the product is, because personally I've been using it because it replaces my DEX needs, and I've actually been using it since March 2024. And the main reasons why I've been using it is, first of all, it's got full mobile and desktop support. So it's on Telegram. It's a bot on Telegram. And because it's on Telegram, it's so much more convenient to make my trades when I'm out and about. As well as multiple features I've been using to make 10 to 100x multiples on new coin deployments. So one of the main features is the auto sniping tool. So what this does is, since Sigma Trading Bot is the fastest bot on Base as well as other EVM chains, you're able to snipe new token deployments and be one of the first buyers to new token launches. I've also been using the copy trading tool, which allows me to copy trade profitable wallets and pretty much just copy exactly what they've been doing. But why you guys should be trusting it? Personally, I've been using it since 2024, like March of 2024, and it's got over $3 billion in total volume with integrations and partnerships with other top protocols like Virtuals, which is the #1 AI protocol on Base Chain. And like, since it's been around for so long and it's got so much volume, it's got a pretty good track record. It's never been hacked, and I've been using it on and off since the deployment, and I've been quite happy with the product. It's developed and evolved a lot over time, and the partnership, in my opinion, was sort of a no-brainer because I personally use it for my own trading needs. And with me partnering with them, I'm actually able to give out $250 to 5 winners every month. So it's sort of a no-brainer to use my link in the description and just to give it a go and give it a try, because I've been using it. I've been quite happy with the tool, and they're actually going to be releasing a new web app that sort of supplements the Telegram app. So obviously, depending on your preference, if you like a web app or a Telegram app, you can give it a go when that releases. And thank you for supporting the channel. We'll go to the next segment in the video. So next tweet is by Decojar. He's just saying capitulation could be the bottom. Red Friday did indeed mean Red Monday, but most losses were recovered by the close. And as you can see by futures, the futures chart, we're pretty much convincingly in the green and we're bouncing quite well. But he also explains that, look, Bitcoin's still holding up well, new lows as expected, but not a lower low, all things considered, especially because we actually didn't close to a new lower low. Now a few days come and we can start the repair. Hope the orange man doesn't say anything stupid. So as long as there isn't a major news breaking out, we should make to new highs. And when I beat my new highs, just reclaim previous levels of support. So let's get above the 81k region and let's break out this downtrend broadening wedge, as well as the weekly RSI, and it's looking very good for Bitcoin. So Dow Jones is hitting a big level. Fun bear market, time for bull, question mark. So this is a chart for the past, I believe it's 20 years. And every time this moving average has been tagged, it's respected it quite well, and it's resulted in a major bounce to the upside. So we've actually respected it once again. Yesterday we touched it. Let's see how it goes for the next 2 weeks. I believe true direction will be shown, and it will be most likely to the upside. Next tweet by Income Sharks. So as you can see, we actually set another record for over $7 trillion sitting in the liquid money markets. There was only $4 trillion in 2020. So there is a lot of money on the sidelines. And like I've said in the past, especially for crypto, there's a lot of bears currently, and they're either offsided, waiting to buy the dip at like the 60k region or whatever, or if they're not already, they're probably shorting the market. Hence why I think there's going to be a massive short squeeze in the next few months or so that will allow us to have the fuel needed to actually go to all-time highs. As you can see, we've got a lot of money to get liquidated on the short side, and it's just definitely going to be a lot of fuel to the fire to actually break us above to new highs. Next tweet again is by Income Sharks. So the 2022 crash was 7% away from being as bad as COVID, and people want to compare this 18% crash from all-time high as the worst it's ever been. Politics, media, fear, and short-term memories makes trading a very emotional and entertaining thing to observe. So as you guys can see, like the past 6 years, nearly 6 years, the retracements have actually been less in percentage, but it just seems to me like the fear is getting worse and worse. So when it comes to that, once again, we have a major trend line we are currently respecting, and as I always say, support is support until it breaks, and we're currently respecting it. And to me, with especially with the bullish divergences that are currently playing out for the stock market and Bitcoin, it's looking quite clear at the very least. The base case is having a relief bounce, and from there on we can see if, look, are we going to roll over or not. But at the very least, base case is relief bounces. Next tweet is by TechDev. So at this point in the cycle, when liquidity goes higher, you pay attention, and liquidity is going higher. To be honest, I don't know what this portion of the chart is, and I'm not sure how he's charting it, but it seems to me it's based on the liquidity cycles. And as you can see here, we're currently at the bottom of the liquidity cycle, getting ready to turn around. And if that's the case, it looks like we're going to have a massive parabolic run for Bitcoin, which we in turn have a lot of liquidity flowing down from Bitcoin to our altcoins. So I'll follow this chart very closely. I've got it in my bookmarks and in my favorites, because this chart is very interesting, and I would definitely like to see this liquidity cycle start turning around, which would definitely mean that Bitcoin is getting ready to send to new highs. Next tweet again is by Super Bitcoin Bro. This is for more lower time frame kind of stuff, and what we really need to reclaim, and the support levels we have to reclaim. So as you can see, Bitcoin broke out of an inverse head and shoulders on the hourly chart, with the neckline right at the monthly trend line. Target for the hourly pattern is 83.7k. As you can see, inverted head and shoulders, which is a very bullish pattern, and the target is actually 83.7k, which actually at the 83.7k region, that definitely puts us up at the above that major support level I would like to hold, and then we can break out of there. So looking quite good on the lower time frames, and once we get past those levels, I'll be very bullish, especially if we get that weekly close above the 81k region. Next tweet is by Nebraska. So for the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin, it looks solid as posted earlier. Daily time frame bullish scenario would be the reclaim of 83.5k. That could send us back to 90k plus. As you can see here, we're reclaiming previous supports that were lost in the past, and we had a massive influx in volume, which is like what we'd like to see. Reason being is that means a lot of bulls try to protect the lows of Bitcoin and are starting to gain control. And we definitely would like to see a RSI momentum flip, as well as support resistance flip, and just more momentum going into this and to break into new highs. So there's a lot of confluence with what other people have been saying that's very similar to me. I do suspect we reclaim these supports. As long as we hold this weekly RSI, the 44 region, and we close above it, and Bitcoin reclaims the 83k region, I'm all ears for a bull market continuing on. My last video was just a heads up to you guys, like that is my line in the sand. And currently, right now, it has not been broken. There's been no confirmations of a bear market as of yet, and I'll keep you guys up to date. So that's all to the video, guys. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys want me to cover any other base specific coins, and any like other coins in general, because I'm definitely going to start covering more altcoins. And if you guys haven't already, I'll sign up to the link in the description below for the Sigma trading bot. I generally use it on a weekly basis when it comes to purchasing tokens on base chain, as well as other EVM chains. So definitely give it a go, especially because I'm giving out away $1,000 per month to users that sign up with the link. So that's all to the video, guys. Peace.